Do you know which AI technologies SAP is using, whether technology is leading them, and what is the newest news? Let's check that out. Today we will look at ABAP technologies and their Joule agents and how it integrates in the ecosystem and which offerings do they have. Hello, I hope you're having a great day. And at the end, you will come out with a little bit more knowledge about SAP and AI. So let's jump into it. So we're back on my PC, and AI tool which SAP uses, the name is, it's like the crown jewel of the system, and under this name there are different technologies, way of working with it hidden. In this diagram, let's check what are the different use cases, what are the different technologies that are used within the Joule, and how is it connected with each other. So overall, it's a Joule technology. In general, is a Copilot which is grounded in business data, and it will guide you in SAP based technologies. So the processes, the coding, the execution of some tasks, and the agent AI. So you will create a Joule agent and he'll execute tasks as if it was a human. And under this Joule, you will have multiple branches. So you have the Joule agents, which represent a pre-trained agent, which is delivered by SAP out of the box. You can activate it. It is embedded in S4 technologies or in other tools and services brought by you by SAP. And yeah, it did not much to do. You just activate it and you can use it out of the box. So it's just out of the box agents. If you go further, you will have Joule Studio, where you can create your own agents. The creation of the agents does not require coding. You would give tasks and instructions to the agents and will save it as context. And every time the agent will be executed, he will be following this context to execute his task. So here you can see a restocking agent. So if you go low on some products which you have to restock, the agent will take his role for the restocking and order new things. And as you can see, if you create a new agent, you can also select if it's an OpenAI GPT model or some other models, which is in this dropdown. So you can even specify the underlying intelligence, the underlying LLM to make it work. So just to distinguish, Joule in general, Joule Agents is out of the box. Joule Studio is the way for you to create a new agent. And then we have a functionality which is called Joule for Consultants. And here we are going into the area where a customer needs some consulting, some information, how to proceed with some processes. And then the customer will go to the consultant and ask him for help. And this is where the Joule for Consultants come into play to help the consultant with additional knowledge, documentations, and so on to support it and to make regular consultant to a super artificial intelligent consultant. So here is the focus where there's a chat window, where you can ask your questions as a consultant and it will help you answering them and helping your client. So this is the main focus. All of these free agents are like a no-code solutions. You can activate them and use it out of the box with little to no modifications. If you are in the development world, you will jump to Joule for Developers. And this is a special model. If you see at the bottom, we have the SAP ABAP 1 model. This is their proprietary ABAP trained model, which they created for exactly this use case. This model is really used in Joule for Developers. It's not part of the functionalities we saw at the top. So it's really a special model trained to modify ABAP code. It's actually free until end of September next year. And you will get a code completion. You have the ABAP CDS code knowledge, ABAP Cloud knowledge, RESTful application model, and extensibility. All of this is included in this model and can help you with code migration, code completion, and creation of new applications. As a heart of this Joule for Developers, so in your IDE development environment, you have the ABAP 1 model, which I already talked about. It will also do additional stuff like checking the code of compliance. If it's really, for instance, if you're programming the ABAP standard model, but it's different if you're programming cloud. So even in the different areas of ABAP, the model will check if the code is compliant to this specific area. So in ABAP Cloud, it will be only ABAP Cloud code which is being executed. There's some downsides which I see from this model right now. It's not open source or open weight, unlike Mistral, where SAP is in partnership with it. There's not really much known about this model, how well it performs and how good it will be. It's also, the name is Hub ABAP 1, so we expect at some points ABAP 2 maybe. Parameter size, it's unknown. The only thing which is known is it has the same parameters as here, so it's 250 million lines of code, 200,000 pages of documentation and certifications. However, this is also not really clear. It was stated that the model is not really connected to this Joule Studios, so to the agents, but it's specified, so it's unknown how good or bad this model will be for the future. And there's also no independent benchmarking, which how with all other proprietary models where you benchmark it. So here is nothing available. So here it's also to be seen how good this model will perform. But of course, it's more or less the only model, as it's trained on ABAP code, which nobody saw before. So SAP has own ABAP development, which is arguably bigger than the models of GPT or XAI, as these models do not have all the ABAP knowledge SAP obviously have, as you cannot find that much code in the open internet. So here SAP has the edge. If we zoom out again, we will find the AI Foundation, which summarizes some services within it. You can see that in the AI Foundation, you can have the agents, the skills, the models, and some documentations. As part of it, it summarizes SAP built Joule Studio. It has his SAP ABAP 1, which will come to this in a moment. You have the AI Generative Hub, where you have the models, where you can select the models and host them, which also has an AI core infrastructure and the AI Launchpad for the settings. You have the document AI, where you can embed your documentation into the AI to make it more efficient, to add your business documentation. And then you have the foundational AI technologies, where you have the knowledge graph, the SAP RTP, and the SAP ABAP 1, which just talked about in it. In general, if you look up really from the high level perspective, it's still a little bit confusing. You understand what's going on. You have as the agent part of the technologies, you have the ABAP 1 or the AI Foundation for the settings and to choose your models. We will see in the next months or 1 year how it will be developed. I think the services will be summarized and make it a little bit more clearly for the users to understand, as also to get it to the customers. I hope now you got a better understanding of all of the SAP Cloud offerings. What do you think about it? Is it enough? Is something missing? Tell me this in the comments. Until next time.